I was eating Skittles, and you know how some Skittles are like really hard for no reason? And so I bit down on it, and that's when my dream came true. But it wasn't a good dream. And as soon as I bit down on that Skittle, I literally felt my canine tooth split. And I immediately got up, I went to the washroom, and I was like, what the hell? And when I meant, dream come true, I used to have this dream happening every now and then that all my teeth fall out. But this time, I think it was for real. And so I was looking at the mirror and I was like, oh, okay, well, there's blood everywhere, but I can't tell what's going on. I can't really understand. And so I feel around with my tongue and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure, like, the tooth is shaking. And I'm not sure if I keep it in there, do I hold on to it, is this fixable? But it just feels really, really bad. And as I keep feeling it around with the tongue, it just falls out. Like half the tooth of the canine falls out. And I was like, wow, this is really bad timing because I was eating Skittles. But the bad timing here is the fact that, well, oh yeah, don't believe me? It's gone. Look at it right here. It's that tooth, yeah. Anyway, the timing it was Christmas. It was literally like Christmas 25th December. It was the worst timing possible. I was like trying to call a dentist, trying to see what to do. Like, do I go to the dentist right now? What do I do? And nothing was available. Nobody was working. No appointments available. Nothing. And so I just thought, okay, well, this is weird. I just took that part of the tooth out, and yeah, that was half the tooth. So clearly, right now, I'm missing the entire tooth. But this happened 6 years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago. And the thing is, I was in a period of my life where I actually, many people would probably take this to the grave, but I actually did not brush my teeth that much. But I swear I'll get to the point. This isn't some kind of proud moment here. But I didn't really brush my teeth at night, like ever. And let's put it this way, like when you're partying and stuff and you come home and it's just too late and you just don't care. You're like, whatever, I'll miss that one night. And this happened more and more and more. And I realized, wait, nothing's happening to my teeth. So I thought, why brush them at all in general? So I would only brush my teeth in the morning because I didn't want my breath to smell. And that was that. And so because there was no immediate consequence, I just thought, all right, you know what? Brushing teeth is a conspiracy theory. I mean, animals don't brush teeth. Like, why are humans prone to this cavities and shit? Like, why are we brushing our teeth? And so I just kind of started doing it less and less. And yeah, I didn't realize how powerful compound habits are, right? I didn't realize this, but now fast forward. Yes, obviously there are huge implications. I mean, I did this for probably 2 or 3 years of like the whole downhill until I was like, okay, shit, this is really bad. Because yes, that made my teeth a lot weaker. And what ended up happening is more and more of them were breaking, but this is only the visible parts. I was actually working in construction one day and I was eating nuts. And once again, there was a hard almond. I was eating nuts. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, I was eating like actual almonds, right? And I bit down on it, broke the other half of the tooth. Just straight up. Also, yeah, I never did anything about it because I kind of figured, well, you can't really see because it was the back half of the tooth. And I kind of forgot about it and went on living. And eventually, yeah, it was fine, but not really. And the funny thing is, the almond broke the other half. So then I just had like a spike and it eventually eroded down to the root. And then I was like, all right, now I have to go to the dentist. Paid like $3,000 out of my pocket. I don't know why it's so expensive. Also, yeah, working construction, I didn't really have any insurance. So I just paid $3,000 out of pocket and they took out the root. And then they're like, hey, yeah, let's put on another tooth, like whatever procedure they do to like put a fake tooth in there. And they quoted me for like $12,000 and I was like, no, thank you. I will rather just be toothless. Anyway, that's not that funny actually. And another time, super strange, but I was eating, and I was really, really hungry, and I was eating fast, and I bit down, instead of on the piece of meat I was eating, I bit down on the fork, and I chipped my front tooth. So there's actually, I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a few chips on my front tooth. And anyway, I'm not trying to flex how much I've broken my teeth. What I'm trying to say is that nothing good comes out of that, not brushing your teeth. But the bigger point here is that anything that you're doing right now that you think is bad, that has no immediate consequence, you're planting a seed for future problems. And I swear I'm gonna get these teeth fixed one day. But I told myself as a reminder, that's why I haven't gotten it done to this point, as a reminder that I am to never repeat a detrimental habit ever again in my life. And no, I'm not gonna have a hole in my teeth for the rest of my life. It's just that I just decided at one point, once I get somewhere where I want to get, at one point, there's like a checkpoint, I will go and get my teeth done fully, and that's going to be satisfying. But until then, I will be reminded every single day that I have neglected this one issue in my early 20s to where now it's a problem. So, yeah. And this is just my story. This is one example of doing a bad habit. There are plenty of other bad habits you can have. There are so many other things that we could be literally doing right now that we don't even know. And each one of you is probably sitting there thinking right now, oh shit, what am I doing that in 5 years from now is gonna really be an issue, but right now has absolutely no effect. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you the classics like smoking, drinking, I don't know, the classic bullshit, but you probably know what it is. And it can be very small, however small you neglect to do every single day, whatever thing that is. Just remember my story with the teeth. Just saying, it's a shitty story, but just think for a second. Do I want to end up like that guy, or do I want to end up having that problem? And it's very weird because overall, I take good care of myself. And it's just this one part of me that's I guess, under construction. And I'm not going to get it fixed until later. Up until later. Yeah. And so that's the power, really, of removing bad habits and putting in some good systems in place so that you actually end up pushing and building your life to how you want it to be. And you don't necessarily have to go through these kind of issues to learn that. I did. I had to learn that the hard way, but you don't have to. And I kind of talk about this stuff as well in my community. So if you feel like you want to check out the link in the description, feel free to join, check it out. Other than that, thanks for watching.